Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Looking at the Australian dollar, yesterday's neutral to dovish tone from the RBA Governor Lowe brought the bears out in great many numbers, which in turn weighed on the Aussie and crushed the level of 71.70. That was my target. From the sell-off is that the market now posts a fresh low of 71 figure. Yesterday, the RBA Governor Lowe addressed the National Press Club in Sydney and said lower rates might be appropriate if the unemployment raises and inflation stalls. This was quite a surprise to the market. He did go on to say that the board does not see a case for a near-term change in cash rates also. So I think the market's reacted just a little bit over on the fact of there could be a rate cut. Maybe, maybe not. For me, I don't believe there will be. I don't see how it would really change much if the market went by 25 basis points to 125 as an interest rate cash level. Nevertheless, from a technical point, I feel that the market has still got further downside to test and back to this level that was a key level earlier this month, early in January, of 70.70. If we do break this level, this would expose the region of 69.5 cents. Resistance at this stage is at 71.45 to 60. Well, as the euro weakens, the dollar index strengthens and rallied to a high of 96.14 overnight. Since the euro broke the level of 114.35, my call has been to 112.55 to 75, and we're getting closer and closer to this level, with the immediate support seen at 113.60 is only a minor and could see further weakness as I anticipate and look towards that target of 112.55.75 and the resistance at this stage at 114.15. The bears are still defending this level in dollar yen at 110.20.25. It is ascertained that further pressure should come to the top side, but until we get a clear break, then we could see a rejection from 110.20.25. So if you're playing from the long side, be careful in case we do get a sharp downturn. The US-China talks reignite next week in Beijing, led by US Trade Representative Robert Lazinger and also Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. Topics to be discussed would include intellectual property protection, structural reforms, which are bound to be a challenge. But the 90-day deadline is getting closer. We're now 2nd of March until Trump either adds more tariffs from the 10% to 25%, or the talks will become to an agreement in some way or another. And the range on the day, though, is 109.55, which was briefly challenged overnight to 110.20.25. Now, a break above there, however, will give a rally on to 111.60, so keep that in mind. Well, since the descending triangle break, my call has been 128.40.60, and we're getting closer to that as the pound drops further overnight. Later today, we do have the Bank of England's rate decision. It is widely expected that they will keep rates on hold at 0.75%. So, looking at the technical outlook, though, the market is still very much bearish. So I do expect to see the challenge eventually reach its target at 128.40.60 and reassess from there, with the resistance as a cap at 129.70 to 130.5. The gold took a very heavy slip overnight and now back towards the bullish foundations, seen around 1,300 to 05. I do anticipate from this broad trend and also the break level, and also with the other indicators supporting, is that we should see a rebound from the foundations where the bulls are placed and look back towards the top side of around 1,310 to 1,316. Wrapping up with oil, the market did have a bit of a surge overnight and back a little bit further closer to the $55 mark. However, I would like to see further rally and look towards at least 55.80 and with the immediate target of 54.60. Support at this stage is seen at $53 a barrel. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intraday report. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day that's ahead.